Would your future partner be attracted to the person that you are right now and how you treat yourself right now? 3 years ago, I asked myself this same exact question. I was treating my body like crap. I was drinking almost every single day. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was generalizing most men as being shitty, as bad as it is to say that, and I was complaining about the relationships I was attracting in my life. I wasn't happy, and that's exactly why when I asked myself this question, my answer was no. If my future partner saw the way that I was treating myself at that time in my life, they probably wouldn't want to pursue me because I was not embodying a person that loves themselves. But fast forward 3 years later, I feel so much more confident, I'm so much more happier, and I attract healthier relationships in my life now. So if you also answered no to this question, then today's video is going to be for you. I'm going to share what steps that I took to go from obsessing over relationships to then dating myself and prioritizing myself. By the end of this video, you're going to have a list of 10 different steps that you can take that will naturally help you shift your focus from chasing love to then wanting to put all of that energy back into yourself. So why should you want to pursue a relationship with yourself? Dating yourself isn't just about being nice to yourself. It's not just about taking yourself nice places, on nice dates. It doesn't even really have to do with just being alone with yourself. And your biggest reason for wanting to date yourself shouldn't be because you believe that that's going to be the secret to like manifesting a partner or a relationship in your life. Your main reason for wanting to date yourself and to build a relationship with yourself is because it's a priority. And it's kind of on you to have a good, loving relationship with yourself. It's not on anybody else. The way that you show up for yourself, whether that's through your health, through the way that you talk to yourself, through the boundaries that you create with other people, that's not on anyone. It's not anyone's responsibility but your own to have that. And the most important relationship that you're ever going to have is the one that you have with yourself. And that is the relationship that determines everything else. When you love yourself, you set the standard high for how other people treat you. When you talk kindly to yourself, you set the standard high for how other people are going to talk to you. When you respect your time, other people learn how to have to respect your time as well. And my favorite of all, when you love yourself, you not only give other people permission to love you the way that you deserve to be loved, but you show them your expectation on how you like to be loved. And not to mention, we attract like-minded people into our life. So when you start to love yourself, when you have a positive relationship with yourself, you attract people who have a similar relationship with themselves. So if you start talking kindly to yourself and you have high expectations of how people treat you and you love yourself, you're gonna find yourself around people who feel the same way about themselves. So if you're a hopeless romantic like I was, and to a degree still am, don't worry, because I'm not asking you to completely give up on the idea of love or to give up on the idea of attracting someone into your life. I'm just asking you to pause and shift your focus back into yourself. So all the love that you're ready to give someone else right now, all the love that you want to pour into a relationship, I want you to pour that back into yourself over the next couple of months, over the next year, and just see kind of what unfolds as a result of prioritizing your self-love and your relationship with you. And just remember that that right person is going to come into your life when you're ready to receive them. So if you can be honest with yourself and sit back and ask yourself, am I ready for the type of love I'm asking for in this exact moment in my life? And if your answer is no, then that is your sign to really just focus on you. And me 3 years ago, I was not ready for the love that I claimed to be ready for. The way that I was carrying myself, how I was treating my body, demonstrated that I was not ready for love and that I needed to just focus on loving myself. And so that is what today's video is all about. So grab your notebook and pen, because I'm going to cover some steps that you can take to really start shifting the focus back onto you. And if you're someone who feels like you're constantly chasing love or you're looking for love, don't worry, because these steps are going to naturally help you move away from looking for love and really focusing on putting it into yourself. So step number 1, you're going to start prioritizing your self-care. You're going to create a self-care routine. You're going to put it on your calendar, or you're going to put it in the notes in your phone, or you're going to set an alarm. It doesn't matter, but you're going to prioritize self-care. And your self-care can be what you want it to be. It can be journaling, going for a walk, a spa day. It could be a manicure and pedicure that you do for yourself at home. Prioritize having some sort of routine where you're taking care of yourself, because These are going to be the things that make you feel better. These are going to be the things that make you feel good in your body and your skin. Like, I know how good I feel when I even just give myself a manicure, because I'm like, ooh, these nails are looking cute now. Like, they were looking rough, now they're looking cute. And you're going to just take care of yourself. You're going to nurture yourself. And this is going to build your self-worth. When you can start prioritizing your self-care and you see that you're being consistent with it, that is a natural confidence boost. That's a natural way to just make you feel better about yourself. And by the way, self-care can be free, it can be inexpensive. And if you're looking for ideas, make sure to check out my self-care video where I share a list of things that you can do that are either really inexpensive or completely free to do. Step number 2, you're gonna change your self-talk. We're not gonna say mean things about ourselves anymore. We're not gonna say bad things about ourselves. We're not gonna talk down on ourselves. We're not gonna say that we're not worthy of love. We're not gonna say that it's so hard to date. We're not gonna say that it's impossible to find a genuine connection. We're not gonna say anything negative here. We're gonna start saying some affirmations. We're gonna talk kindly about ourselves. We're gonna talk about how, you know what, there's love all around us. There's love within us. There's love everywhere. Even if you have to be delusional, like, it is completely okay. But we're gonna just start speaking love and light into our lives about ourselves, but about what we see around us. Because if you're choosing to see negativity, if you're choosing to see unhappy people, if you're choosing to see, oh, everyone's miserable, or it's so hard to date in my culture, the dating scene is so hard, that is going to be what you continue to get. And right now, our focus is going to be on dating ourselves. But as a result, we're going to start to see that there is genuine love around us, genuine connections around us. So start speaking love and light into your life where you'd like to see it. And if in this example, you want to see more love in your life, start speaking it into your life. Tell yourself, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of self-love. I'm worthy of self-respect. I'm worthy of a loving partner. I am worthy of being happy by myself. Whatever affirmations you want to tell yourself, but start saying these kind things about yourself, about your life, and embody that and feel the emotion that comes with it, and just be really grateful for the life that you have, which actually leads me into step number 3, and it's to just start practicing gratitude as much as you can and where you can, okay? Being single doesn't mean you're miserable. Just because you're not with someone doesn't mean life sucks. Be grateful for the life that you have. Be grateful that right now in this moment as a single person, or even if you're someone who's in a relationship watching this, that you have the opportunity to work on yourself. Be grateful that you have the awareness to build a relationship with yourself. Be grateful that you get to do this. Be grateful that you love yourself enough to do this. You can find gratitude in literally anything in your life, and just start expressing how thankful you are for these things in your life. You know, when I think about myself 3 years ago and how I was miserable and complaining about being single and that, you know, it's hard to date and that men suck, and I was talking about how unhappy I was, like, even in my body, and how I was treating myself, I had to like really stop and recognize, like, you know what, I'm complaining about these things, but I can change them. I can change my perspective. I can change my attitude. I can change the way that I'm treating myself. I can change my life. No one said I have to be in this box. No one said I have to be negative. No one said I have to be miserable. And I really started expressing how grateful I was that I was capable of making change. Like, even just start there. Like, you know what? I'm so grateful that I can change my life. Even though my life isn't where I want it to be, I'm so grateful that I can change it. Like, nobody said I have to be stuck where I'm at. So just find these little things to be happy about, and I promise they'll make a difference. And I'm just telling you, like, it made such a difference in my life, being grateful, knowing that I could change it. And I just think that that's such a great place to start. Step number 4, I love this. Treat yourself the way you would treat your future partner. So I know this video is really talking about building a relationship with ourselves, but I think that sometimes it helps having that kind of perspective. Like, what type of partner am I? I know that I'm very genuine, very loving, very caring towards the people that I love. So how can I embody that, but like give it back to myself? So if you're the giver in a relationship, if you like to do nice things for people, if you like to shower people with love and gifts, what ways can you redirect that back into yourself? What ways can you put that loving, kind, you know, energy back into yourself and treat yourself the way you would treat someone else? Start finding little ways where you can do that. Step number 5, you're gonna start setting some healthy boundaries. This is the perfect time. Like, when you're single, learning how to set boundaries is like prime time to do this, because it's going to make it easier for eventually when you are with your dream partner. Because if you can set boundaries right now, I promise you can do it later. So start setting boundaries. It can even be with yourself. These boundaries don't even have to be with other people. If there's certain things that you know you do that's toxic to yourself, start setting those boundaries. Me, for example, at the time, I knew that alcohol is not welcomed in my life. Even though I was still choosing to drink, I knew how toxic it was for me. And I knew that hanging around certain people at that point in my life would be triggering, because I would see them drink and then I would want to drink. So I had to set that boundary with myself of like, you know what? I can't hang out with these people, because when I do, I know that I want to drink. And I don't think that these are people I want to have in my life anyway. So when they ask me to hang out, we're going to just say no. Because I know if I say yes, I'm going to be in a position where I'm probably going to do something that makes me feel bad about myself. So what are some boundaries you can start setting? Setting boundaries and honoring them is an example of self-respect. When you can keep promises to yourself, that also is a confidence booster, because you see, I keep my word. My word matters to me, and I keep it when I make promises to myself. So find little things where you can just say, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm not going to do. I promise this is how we're going to move about the situation, whatever it is. But start setting boundaries and honoring them. An example of something that you could even try could be with your self-care routine. Like maybe you have a set schedule every month or every week, whatever fits with your personal life, and making that a priority. Like, I don't care, on Saturdays at 9 a.m. that's my time where I do my bath and my spa day at home, whatever. And so when people start making plans with you on Saturdays or on that particular Saturday of the month, start setting that boundary of telling people, no, I have this day and time blocked. It's very important to me. I have a prior commitment and I can't go. Even that could be a way of you setting and honoring your boundaries, but just make sure that you're honoring them, whatever they are. Step number 6, invest in your growth. And that don't mean you got to spend a dime on some, $1,000 course or whatever. YouTube is a free platform. There's lots of courses you can find on Google, online for free, but invest in your growth. Maybe it's reading a book, or it's learning a new skill or a recipe, or I don't know, a pottery class. Like, just finding ways to put yourself out there. Being single is the perfect time to do this. Like, instead of chasing for love, chase for that knowledge, okay? Chase for the skills, chase for self-development, chase for leveling up, chase for being a better version of you, because the more that you grow and the better that you become in life as far as skills, as far as education, and I'm not talking about a 4-year degree, but just like the better you become, the more you attract people like that. And I don't know about y'all, but I only want to associate with people who are working on themselves, who are trying to become a better version of themselves. And it's true when they say that you're the average of the top 5 people you hang out with. So if you want to be, a successful business owner, or if you want to be leveling up in your career, whatever it is, then you start doing those things, and then you're going to start manifesting people who also do those things, who you could learn from, or who are going to help you to level up as well. So be that person that is working on themselves. Don't be complacent and comfortable with where you're at in your life. And you know that you're growing when you're uncomfortable. There's no reason to sit here and be chasing love, and to sit here and be looking for love or looking for validation from other people. Give that to yourself. And one way that you get that confidence and that validation is by working on yourself. So find a new skill, find a new hobby, work on yourself. Let's get it. You guys, I am in the middle of editing, and I realized that I completely breezed over step number 7, which is to just take yourself out on dates. Like, go and take yourself to like a nice cafe when you can. Go take yourself to a restaurant like once a month, and just really enjoy yourself and treat yourself to a nice dinner. Or if that's too awkward for you, like, go and order food, pick it up, and then have like a movie night at home, and just have like a little mini date night with yourself. But just take yourself out and spoil yourself when you can. And you really truly don't even have to spend so much money doing this. You can do a really cheap at-home date, or like I said, even just like going to a cafe, or maybe you go on a hike, but just like take yourself places and treat yourself to nice things, and just really make it about giving yourself the experience that you're looking to have with a partner, but doing that by yourself, because we don't need anyone to be happy. We don't need a relationship to allow us to have certain experiences. So really treat yourself. Step number 8, you're gonna create some space to have some alone time. Like, would this really be dating yourself? Would this really be working on yourself, improving the relationship with yourself, if you didn't actually have some alone time? Like, you're gonna need some time to just just sit and reflect and think about your life, think about yourself, think about what you want to improve, think about the lessons that you learned in the last year, think about what type of person you want to manifest, think about who you are right now in your life. Like, you need to have some alone time with yourself to really check in on how you're feeling and just having a moment of silence. And this is where you can really connect with yourself, and this is where you also really want to make sure you don't have any distractions. So it's not sitting at home just like being alone, but like scrolling on social media. It's sitting and just being with you. It's just sitting and being with you. A lot of people, including myself at one point, really wanted to be in a relationship because we think that it'll fill the void of being alone. It'll fill the void of having to do things by yourself, or be at home by yourself, or go out to eat by yourself, or even vacation, whatever. But the thing is, it's okay to do all those things solo. You can go on the date solo, you can go on the trip solo, you can do whatever solo, and you don't necessarily need someone around you to do those things. And it's also okay to just be completely by yourself. I know that I used to have a hard time being completely alone because I would fear kind of what thoughts would come up or what memories would come up, and it wasn't until I accepted that it was okay to be alone and that it was necessary to deal with those things that it felt easier. Like, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Once I started sitting with myself and really just letting myself sit there, and like things would come up and I would address it, and it would be liberating to just sit there and feel like, it's safe. Like, it's safe to be by myself at home. It's safe for me to have these thoughts from the past come up. It's safe for me to address certain aspects of my life without someone needing to be here to distract me. So create that space for you to be by yourself, because it's in those moments where you have so many revelations about your life. It's in those moments where you have some of the most meaningful breakthroughs, and where you have the opportunity to just really challenge and tackle some aspects of yourself. And there's always a reward in that. Step number 9, you're gonna celebrate your wins. I don't care how big or small that win is. It could be you getting an A on a test. It could be getting a C on a test. It could be getting a promotion at work. It could be you running a minute faster to like hit your mile. It could be you lifting heavier. But celebrate your wins. Become your own biggest cheerleader. You don't need someone else cheering you on. You don't need a partner telling you you did a good job. You can become that for yourself. So the next time you have any sort of victory, tell yourself, I'm so proud of me. Congratulate yourself. Give yourself the shout out, and continue to do that. Don't just do it once or twice. Regularly, when you have an accomplishment, when you do something you're genuinely proud of, tell yourself, I am so proud of you. Like, you did such an amazing job. You showed up for yourself today. Let's go. And the last step, number 10, is just to be so patient with yourself throughout this process. I know that it's really hard when you're really wanting to be in a relationship. You really want to pour your love into someone. You're ready to receive love from another person. I know that it can be hard to just let that go, and it's not something that you can just snap your fingers and do. This journey definitely takes time, but when you're practicing the other steps mentioned in this video, slowly but surely you'll start to pour that love back into yourself, and it'll feel a little bit easier as the days progress. So be patient. Like, I get it. You say that you're ready for love. You want to be with someone. You want to create life with someone. You want to have these memories. I get it. And it will happen. The thing is, it will happen. You're going to find your person. And until it does happen, because you don't know and I don't know, make the most out of this time. This is the best time to grow. This is the best time to invest in yourself. It's the best time to work on yourself. It's the best time to start being nice to yourself and really focus on having that relationship with you, because I promise it's going to be so worth it when that person comes into your life and you're an even better version of you, and you love yourself even more than you do right now, and you're just in a better mindset and you're nicer to yourself. You're going to really be able to actually enjoy having that person in your life more than you would if they were to just show up right now. So really take advantage of this time to pour into yourself. So that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I really hope that these 10 steps help you focus the shift away from chasing love and chasing a partner, and that it gets you so excited to pour all of that energy literally back into yourself. And I promise that by focusing on these steps, naturally you're going to ease away from focusing on love to putting it on you. Like, when you start prioritizing your self-care routine and you're consistent with it, and you start learning new skills, and you start investing in your growth, and you start practicing the gratitude, and you're taking yourself out on dates, like, naturally you kind of forget that you were even looking for love in the first place, because because that void that you think will be filled by someone else, you start filling it in for you. So then there's no need to like start looking and chasing for love, and then you become open and ready to receive it for when it happens because you're no longer looking for it. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you found today's video helpful, and also let me know if you guys want some ideas, like solo date ideas. That'd be something that I would be interested in creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.